I'm with Russ DeLozier. We're at J+J. He is the Director of Sustainability. And Russ, it's great to have you on this program.
Well, Dave, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
And I'm always anxious to talk about sustainability and the fact that you just released your sustainability report. I think your third annual report was a good opportunity to talk about this again. Talk about the philosophy behind sustainability in the first place at J+J, the basic viewpoint about sustainability, and also the company's 2020 vision.
Okay, well, all of that is great questions, Dave. And obviously with my role and my title here being Director of Sustainability is something I deal with every day. The good news is everybody at J+J deals with sustainability. And it boils down to this, is we believe that conservation is the core to sustainability. And just basically, when we were birthed, 58 about years ago, our founders had that principle in mind, and it has allowed us, here to continue with that being the focus. And in addition, then on what the 2020 vision does is it kind of puts handles on where we're going. It gives us a goal line to reach. And so what we've done is we've done all of our baseline based on the year 2010, and we've said basically in 10 years we're going to be here, and whether it's water reduction or energy reduction. So it kind of gives us a goal line, and let's be honest with you, if you don't keep score, it's not nearly as much fun. And so the 2020 vision helps us keep score, and it helps us communicate it to our customers.
So you had mentioned 50 some odd years ago, the formation of this company, sustainability really. I don't know that it even was the word sustainability back then, but that was something that was important to the founders.
It absolutely was. If we go back to the early 1900s, and if you think about a George Mueller or some gentlemen and ladies that helped set national forestry in place, the word was conservation. And that probably was true up until the 70s when the word became environmentalism and environmentalists. And then, I don't know, 20 years ago or so, we started talking about the word sustainability. I'm convinced 10 years or 15 years from now, we're going to call it something else, but it'll still mean the same thing: conservation, environmentalism, and sustainability.
Very interesting. Now, sustainability in a profit-oriented business. Obviously, those two factors have to come together at some point. Talk about that. Explain how sustainability overall is a good venture for a for-profit company.
Sure. I mean, a common term that people will use will say profit, people, and planet. And they'll list the 3 Ps of sustainability. I basically think of it this way. Sustainability, the root word of sustainability is sustain. And we get the word sustain from the word sustenance. And sustenance, every one of us knows. We've just had breakfast and lunch today, and so we've given our bodies sustenance because we want life. So sustenance is about life. So if you will, sustainability in a business is about the life of a business. And that includes the life of a business relative to its neighbors, but also the life of the business relative to its profits so it can continue and prosper and help its associates prosper. And then obviously the planet as well, because we do not... I had the privilege of growing up in Florida, and we had signs that basically said, when you went to the beach, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints. And I'm blessed to have that imprinted in my mindset, and it's just an important principle of sustainability.
I'm also thinking, you had mentioned community involvement in terms of community, and that's one of the pillars, really, of sustainability. And I'm thinking today it fits more than ever. I'm thinking of a company like J+J hiring a millennial.
Yes.
That's really an important factor.
It is.
And of course, that's not even, that's just a small part of the story.
Yeah, and you're touching, I believe, on social sustainability and just being, if you will, socially responsible. And that includes, good hiring practices, that includes good salaries and benefits, that includes good safety programs, all those type of activities. And then, of course, the community involvement includes all type of things from giving back to the community and volunteer time and effort to also giving back and one's, financially giving back to the community.
Now, are you involved in that? in that part of the business? I think everybody's involved.
I absolutely am. I'm very proud to say that J+J is a big supporter of things like United Way in the local community. We're also a big supporter of other activities. For instance, I myself volunteer at a local high school, teach a class, and several of our associates do the same thing in something we call family frameworks. And furthermore, we support our Conasauga River cleanup. Not too far from where we sit right here is the Conasauga watershed, and the water from this area would drain into the local river. Well, J+J each year comes out and helps the community clean that up, and so we're very proud of things like that.
And that's an important element, isn't it? I mean, we don't think of that really as sustainability, recycling, and water use and all that.
You're exactly right. It's all part of, it's a whole lot more than just flooring. It's a whole lot more than just carpet. And it's, like you say, it's in being involved in the associates. I'm very proud of one of J+J's longstanding, kind of, if you will, taglines. We were in the people business. We just happened to make carpet. And, social, if you will, social sustainability is about being in the people business. And that involves not only our own associates, but our neighbors, and then our larger neighbors in the community, and ultimately the state. And so we're another thing we do is we're very involved in the industry called Carpet and Rug Institute, and we consider that to be an important part of what we're responsible for.
One of the things I noticed in reading over the sustainability report was the role transparency plays in all of this. That's a really important element, isn't it?
It is vital. Our customers have been requesting, and I would even make a case now beginning to demand transparency, and understandably so. They're used to transparency on food labels. They've had that now for several decades. They're used to transparency, obviously, on prescription labels. Now they're saying, give it to us in all of our products, including our built environment. And if we come into this room here, there's drywall, there's furniture, there's paint, and obviously there's flooring. And so giving that customer what they need in information, and really that's all it is information. Transparency, can you imagine if there were not transparency in financial reportings of companies that we invested in? We'd say, time out, we need to know more. The same exact thing is true with the chemicals and makeup. So we're very proud to be leading the way there. We not only does our sustainability report help with transparency, but we have other documents that help us be very open with our customers.
Mm-hmm. And that's something that's really demanded or beginning to be demanded more and more by architects, designers, facility managers.
Yes, I would say that one of the biggest drivers of that has been the U.S. Green Building Council, often called the USGBC. It has a program, as many of us know, called LEED. And for 22 years now, that has helped drive the industry. And I would say in the last 3 years or so, the topic has been transparency. And that includes things that we will call HPDs, Health Product Declarations, or EPDs, Environmental Product Declarations. And those are all instruments to help us be transparent to our customer.
That's really changed dramatically over the years. I mean, I can remember originally it was when this first really started, or in the early years, it was, what's the recycled content?
Correct.
And I'm sure that's still a part of it, but that's a small part of it, it would seem like.
You're exactly right. It's true sustainability is a multi-attribute element, and recycled content is certainly a part of it. But what do you make it up with? And have you made it up with the best materials possible? Have you been efficient in how you've made it? Have you used good employment practices to make it? All those type of items could come into play, and it makes for a multi-attribute. I liken it to this. If I don't ever go to a car dealership and buy a car based only on gas mileage. Now, it is one attribute that I pay attention to, but I pay attention to the safety rating, to the resale value, to the appeal of it. And so I buy a car based on multi-attributes. Well, the same thing should be true with carpet, and it is. And that's the good thing about transparency. It's taking it from just one element and making it multiple elements.